Hi everyone, Letty here. Welcome to Crafty Goals 2024. I'm going to show you some ideas on smashing your 12 by 12 pads by making some 2-count card kits for kids. Welcome back everyone. So I'm participating in Crafty Goals 2024. It's the last day of the month, but I wanted to sneak in one more project. We're smashing our stash and I want to make some crafty kits today. So I'm making some card kits for kids using the Sweet Memories collection by Recollections. I bought this a while back at Michael's. It's been probably at least 2 years, I think. So this one originally came with 48 sheets. They used to do those hot buys. I don't know if they even still do those. I think they call it something else now. They've changed their pricing quite a bit. They've changed their coupons quite a bit, but they still get me back at that store every once in a while. And so this was one that I had purchased in the last few years from Michael's. And so today's project is we're making some card kits for kids, but in theory you could use these ideas and make some kits for yourself or for others as well, just depending on what kind of theme you use based on your paper. So I am going to have all the dimensions listed down below. I'm just going to show you how you could easily cut some different sheets of paper. Here you see I cut some large A2 size card bases. These are 4 by 5 1/4. I did bring in 2 sheets of these and I got 12 total mats, and I also got some extra strips. I got 6 of them, and those were 4 by 1.5, I believe. And so I used 2 sheets to get 12 mats and 6 of those strips. Then I used 1 sheet of paper and I got 12 3 by 4 segments of the paper. I thought this would be great to sort of layer sort of at a diagonal or even somehow behind some cut-aparts. I did bring in a sheet of the 3 by 4 cut-aparts, so of course we got 12 of them. These are all 3 by 4 inches. These were great because they all had a sentiment on them, which is perfect. And then 1 sheet of 12 by 12, you can also get anywhere from 12 to 16 of these little 3 by 3 squares. I only cut 12 so far, just because that's the amount of cards I wanted to start with, but I did have some scraps on that one. And then I cut 9 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 mats from an additional sheet of paper that came in that paper pad. And so I did have some scraps, and so I'm going to just throw them into the kits as well. You've got 2 different dimensions here, and that's what they are. Again, I'll link all the dimensions down below, but ideally I thought that somebody could sort of cut this up, kind of layer it behind in a couple different ways, and so you could always still definitely use those scraps. Then I brought in another sheet and I cut them down to 4 inches wide by 2 inches high. I did get 12 of those segments, and with that same sheet of paper, I got an additional 12 sections of 2 by 2. So with 1 sheet, I got 24 pieces, 2 different sizes right there. So ready for 12 cards. Now, as far as these little 3 by 3s, I mentioned I had some scraps left over, so I went ahead and cut them down to make some additional 4 by 1.5 inch strips because my mats only had given me 6 of them. So then with the scraps I had from those small squares, I went ahead and made 6 more. So now I have 12 of those total too. I did have some branding strips on these sheets of paper, so I went ahead and just cut them down to 4 inches wide and I added them in. I also took some additional scrap cardstock from my stash and punched out some little hearts, and both small and large. So I figured those would be cute to throw into these kits. So 7 sheets makes 12 cards, but I'm going to throw in 3 additional sheets. I took 1 additional sheet of those cut-aparts, and then I also took 2 additional sheets to make additional mats. So instead of just making 12 cards with my A2 mats, now I have enough for 24. I did have those little scrap strips left over, so I went ahead and threw that in that pile. So 10 sheets is going to give me enough to make 24 total cards, or 12 2-count card kits. And so the idea is each card can have a large mat and a cut apart, and then just a mix match of other papers. One tip I'm going to also tell you is bring in those store-bought card bases and envelopes. That'll really save you some time. And so I had found these on clearance at Hobby Lobby recently, and then also bring in some embellishments from your stash. I also purchased these at Hobby Lobby, I think in 2022. This is all that I have left. I thought these would be perfect since they had the rainbow theme. And then bring in some embellishments as far as, you know, enamel dots or stickers. I found these at Dollar Tree many years ago. I'm going to cut them down into strips, and I believe I'm going to do a horizontal cut, and then have enough to put 1 strip in each card kit, and then always package in some kind of bag. I'm using some clear cello bags. These are self-seal. I'll give you the dimensions and everything down below as well. So I'm going to just cut these down and I'm going to lay everything out and make these kits and show you a full recap up next. Okay, so I have the final kits here. I used 10 sheets of 12 by 12 paper and made 12 2-count card kits. Here's what they look like already packaged. I threw in all the embellishments you see there. I have envelopes. I put 2 different colors of card bases and envelopes in here just to sort of mix it up. I thought that would be super, super fun. I always do recommend adding a little label, and that way whoever receives this knows exactly what it is, plus you know exactly what it is in your stash as well. So here's what they are. I think these are going to be perfect for summer coming. These are going to be great to send to my nieces, and I think they'll just absolutely love them. And so this is, again, the Sweet Memories collection by Recollections. Take out any pad that you have, though, and you can make these kits for yourself or for others. This was for hashtag Crafty Goals 2024. This is the last day of the month, so make sure you check out tomorrow. All of the collaboration team is going to release our videos of how we did this month and our plans for next month. I hope you got some inspiration, and as always, happy crafting!